Uh-oh, that don't look good.
Man, what a mess. Hello, I'm Randy here. Today we're going to be working on the John Deere 2510 again, and I plan on starting on the alternator. Also need to get the dash back together here as well after washing the tractor. It is now mostly clean. Maybe not 100%, but it is mostly clean. So I'll see if we get the dash back together, and then, like I said, probably, well, I guess dash first, then we'll move on to the alternator. Shouldn't be too hard of a job here. Just need to get the screws back in, and I need to get the coolant gauge back in there as well. Looks like I probably should do something with this wire here as well. Speaking of wiring, by the way, everyone, kind of looking at this, debating what I want to do with the wiring in general. I don't know. I thought at first, everyone, this is probably, original, but based on the wiring diagram, there's definitely some inconsistencies here. So I'm wondering if this was redone at some point and this is not original. I mean, it kind of looks original. We got some sort of wiring harness there, but like I said, this wiring, especially if you remember the alternator here, this is not right. Something is not right here with the wiring on the alternator. Interesting to see if the new alternator fixes that. Pretty sure it will, but if not, we'll have to reinvestigate the wiring. Also, I'm thinking I'm probably going to replace the wiring here as well. That's why I've not put the operator platform back on yet, which is sitting right there. So yeah, I might work on that here today as well. We'll see how far we get here. Okay, everyone, got the old alternator off. There it is. Now we do need to take the pulley off of this one here, put it on the new one. Hopefully that won't go too bad. Oh, wow, look at that. I was not expecting it to be that easy. Might want to clean that up a little bit here. And that is keyed. Okay, let me clean this up here a minute, everyone, and we'll put that on. Okay, everyone, much better looking. And we'll just slide that on. Hopefully, anyway. There it goes. Okay, now it came with that big nut, but I'm wondering if I should put what was on there back on. At least that's what I'm thinking, everyone. Like I said, it did come with that and this one. Okay, I'm going to say that's good and tight. That's not, most likely not going to come back off there. I think we're ready to put it back on. everyone, new alternator is installed. Hopefully it still works yet. I don't know if you folks caught that in the video, but a little oopsie there. We might have tried to short out the alternator here, accidentally touched the hot here. Yes, that is the one that comes from the battery to that terminal there. And that, wow, talk about a good arc there. Woohoo, yeehaw. That was quite exciting. So anyway, let's, I think we're gonna start the tractor, see if this works or not. Hopefully it does, and I didn't damage it by accidentally doing that. Yeah, let's climb up here and find out. Oh, I still got this up here. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Not quite as easy to climb up here without the handhold that's supposed to be there. No operator's platform. Key on. Good, that works. Hey, look at that fuel gauge. Yeehaw. And yeah, that should be in the right spot. Fire in the hole. Oh yeah, everyone. Light went out. And when you shut the tractor off, light comes back on. I think, I do believe we have it. And I probably should check it with a voltage tester just to make sure. Because if you remember correctly, with the old alternator, the light would go off too, which made me assume it was working. It wasn't until we did some work and it's like, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, the light's going off, but it's not actually charging anything. So, yeah. I think we're good. I think so. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good with the alternator then. Seems like it was charging. This brings up the question of what I'm going to do with the wiring here yet. I'm still debating on this here, everyone. Because again, this wiring is not supposed to be this way. This wire here, I think this is, either that or it's the other one. One of the two here. There's only supposed to be one wire here. One wire, if I remember correctly, is supposed to go from here down to here, well, basically to the battery. The other wire is not supposed to be on here. It is supposed to be over here, and it's supposed to go from here to the key switch. Instead, it goes all the way over here and connects here. Doesn't, I don't know, I guess technically doesn't matter. I mean, the power gets from here to there if it's connected here or down here. It's not supposed to be here. Also, what are these things? Anyone know what these things are? Nothing on them says what they are. It's a Texas Instrument. Okay, that means nothing to me. I've stuck an electrical tester on them. Continuity both ways. I don't know. What are they? This does not look factory here. This does not look factory at all. This looks like someone put some plate on here, bolted it on where the alternator goes, and then screwed this to it. And okay, what is it? This also doesn't look particularly factory. Just something here clamped. Again, I don't know. Is that? Yeah, it looks like someone cut up a piece of steel here and clamped it to the starter relay. Had to think there a minute. Yeah, that's the starter relay there. Looks like they clamped it there. Again, not supposed to go there, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know what it is, but yeah, still debating on the whole wiring here. I mentioned already, I'm probably going to start on this next. I want to rewire the rear lights here, and I do need to get good grounds to the lights, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to wire in a ground wire for these lights here. Yeah, the ground just from here to up here is not what it should be. It's not good. I've got it working, everyone, as you've seen, but it's not, like I said, it's not as good as it should be. Just, we painted all the parts here. All the parts were rusty, really rusty, and we put some really good paint on, or, well, we put paint on it. Let's put it that way, everyone. Hopefully it's good paint. For those who remember that real nasty black paint. It's supposed to be really good stuff for that. And I think that might be affecting our ground a little bit. So I'm thinking I'm going to somehow get a ground wire from here, right from where the battery connects, somewhere in there, all the way over to the lights here. I've got spots in all the connections for a ground wire. There's, like this one only has 2. I put a triple one on. That one has 3 because of the flasher up there, but it's got a 4-wire connection on it. So I think we're going to work on that next. Yeah, that's going to be fun getting back in behind there and, like I said, figure out how to get a ground wire in there. Plus, I want to replace that. Not to mention, let's see, can you see it? Let's go around back here. Not to mention this connection here, probably for trailers, is not connected at all. There's the wire for it right there. I'm probably just going to take that right out, throw it away, get rid of it. Is there anything that even uses that type of trailer connection anymore? I don't know. Maybe you folks know. I can't say I've ever seen anything that uses that type of trailer connection. It's you always have like the 4-wire one, and then of course the newer well, newer. The bigger, the round plug was at like 7 wires or something like that. So, yeah, I can't say I've seen that connection used before. Also, I think we're probably ready to start putting some of these covers back on, beautify this tractor up a little more again. Like this one here, I should be able to just put this one straight on. I don't think I need that one off anymore, at least for the moment. I did mention, everyone, I do still want to get some sort of neutral light up on the dash here, just so I know for sure that this is a neutral park, whatever. That way, you know, again, when we go to let off the clutch, I know, hey, this is not in drive. It's, you know, when we go to start it, it is in neutral, that type of thing. Again, the tractor will not start if it's not in neutral, so it's not like we got to worry about it trying to start, or at least it shouldn't anyway, if it's not in neutral. Just I'd like to know it. So thinking about putting a light up there. Found a couple, you know, the dash warning lights on eBay. Ordered a pack of them, so that should be coming here. Again, probably coming straight from China. A lot of this stuff, when you go to get it, comes straight from China, so it's like you got to wait a couple weeks for it to come sometimes. But, you know, I'm no particular hurry for it. So, you know, even this fuel indicator here, new wire there, I don't think would be a bad idea, especially a new end. That'd probably be a really good idea there, a new end. And that just, you know, runs up to right there. Different style end on there would probably be good as well. Again, we're right up against that. No, this hydraulic line here. So again, that's power steering. And I should probably do something with that. That doesn't look particularly good. And, you know, everyone, again, I was thinking this was a factory wiring harness, but the more I look at this, everyone, there's no way this is factory. Someone had to have redone this at some point. I don't know who. I mean, it looks like they did a really nice job. I mean, that's a pretty good wiring harness. It's just, yeah, someone, I don't know what was going on there. Probably a reason, but I don't know what it is. And thinking I'm probably going to change it back to the way it's supposed to be factory, which is connection here, I guess. Or at least where the battery comes in. So yeah, anyway, I think we'll pull this out a little bit, and I'm going to start working on the wiring for this here first, and then we'll go on from there. Well, everyone, I've been working on this for a couple hours here now on the wiring. I decided the best thing to do here, and mainly because I started taking the wiring off on the panel there. I got the panel off off right here. I decided the best thing to do is just remove all the loom or whatever they called it that was on this wiring, just so I could see what and where some of these wires are going. It was rather interesting. Look at some of these wires. I mean, I don't know if it was the loom was so tightly packed, but the wire is literally triangle shaped from, I don't know if I can get this to go back together here, but literally triangle shaped from being like, again, I don't know if the loom was holding it that tightly packed in there or what, but again, I can't get it to go back together now because it's all to get apart, but hopefully you can see that there. Like I said, it's literally like triangle shape. But yeah, kind of as I suspected here, there is a wire going from here to here. It's kind of what I suspected. There's a wire that goes here, and then it goes, and I haven't fully traced this one yet. This one is supposed to go here. This one here. This one. Take your pick. They both. It goes from here. It goes to whatever this is. Again, I don't know what this is, everyone. Whatever that thing is there, and there's one of those here as well. Don't know what those are. Probably just going to get rid of them. Going to get rid of that plate it's mounted to as well. Same thing here. Going to rip that off there. Throw that away. Don't know what it is. Doesn't list it in the wiring diagram. So I'm going to go with we don't need it. That's going to be my theory there. But yeah, anyway, this I'm assuming this goes up to the key switch here. That's most likely where that goes. Goes into that one there, which goes into kind of that grayish, brownish one. I think that's brown. We're going to call that brown right there. Which ends up in here. Is that the right one? There's two different wiring harnesses here. Oh, that's right. I got it pulled out on the other side. I pulled it all the way out. So yeah, there's the wiring harness. And it looks like someone redid this wiring harness, everyone. This one looks like it's a lot newer. You know, like the tape on it is in good shape, whereas the tape that was on the one on that side, this part here, again, you can just look at this wire here compared to this wire. Now, granted, this wire was all inside here, so that might make a difference too. I'm not sure. That could very well be, but just looking at it, this looked like it was an older harness, I think. I could be wrong on that. Like I said, again, being covered up under here might have made the difference, but... so yeah, where is that brown wire here then? That is that one here. And yeah, we'll get to why I'm doing this here in a moment, everyone. This is the wire I was afraid it was. Yeah, and I'll show you why. So let's go over to the workbench here where I've been stewing over how to integrate this fuse panel into all of this and clean this mess up. So yeah, while doing so, I was looking at this switch here, and I just happened to touch this wire, everyone. I was looking at it, and yeah, look at that. And that, unfortunately, that's the brown wire. That's the wire that feeds power to the switch, which kind of makes sense, everyone. It's basically burned itself off there, corroded itself off there. It was literally on like that, and I don't know if sitting on like that, if that'll work. But I was looking at the wiring diagram. Again, everyone, the wiring diagram is not being helpful to me here. And then I don't know if it's because someone has rewired this at some point and added a whole bunch of extra stuff that's not supposed to be there. I don't know. But anyway, what we got, it's supposed to come, as I was mentioning there earlier, it's supposed to come from the starter solenoid there up to the key switch, which it shows that position on the key switch, which, you know, kind of looks like that blue wire there. But that blue wire is not the one. It is this brown wire here that is broken. So essentially that key switch is rotated 180 degrees. And then it could just be the way it's pictured in the diagram. It's not necessarily actually, you know, it could be right on here, everyone. It's just, you know, the way it's pictured here. So, and then also on the light switch here, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wires coming off there. I've got 8 wires coming off this one here. So where the extra 2 wires go, I don't know. Still need to figure that out yet. There used to be the fuse here. Again, when I plan on replacing this fuse with this, and this is also going to hopefully give me the connections for like the cab and any other extra lights, extra stuff I want to run. I want to run through this fuse panel here rather than, again, this is just a fuse here. I don't know. 12 volt. It doesn't say. I have no idea what size fuse that is. But yeah, this comes from the key switch here, and then that fuse went to the lights. So again, I want to put that on here. We're going to get some power to this. I've got a relay because, again, I don't want all that power going through the key switch. We're going to use a relay. So the switch is going to turn the relay on, which is going to turn the power to this on. That's my theory anyway. So that's what we're going to go with. This also has a negative bus on it as well. I plan on making use of that. I mentioned that with the lights. So that's why rather than dealing with the lights right now, I'm actually trying to deal with a fuse panel here, because I figure with a fuse panel, then I can take care of the negative problem as well and run some negative wires to those lights just to make sure, again, they got good ground connection. So yeah, trying to reconcile this to that is not adding up. 2 plus 2 is equaling like 7.5 here at the moment. So until we get it down to 2 here, or until we get it down to 4, we got problems. And unfortunately, I probably have wrecked the key switch. So this, yeah, that key switch probably is not going to start unless this blue one up here does the same thing, because again, it's not connected. So there's always, maybe I can switch this one to here and it'll work. Don't know. Interesting. Yeah. I noticed that everyone is like, it looks kind of corroded there. That doesn't look so good. And I went to grab this, and like I said, I barely even touched it and just came right off there. So if we look at this, you can see I don't know if it's probably not focusing. You can see the corrosion on that one. So that one was already broken, and you can see, looks like there might have been just a little bit on that one that was holding it. Wow, it's a wonder this even worked the way it was connected there. Looks like the other ones are pretty good yet. But again, everyone, that's why I want to use a relay. So there's not much power going through the key switch. The key switch just, literally like turns the power on to the relay, which allows the main amount of power, the high power, high amperage power to go through. So anyway, everyone, I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll just update you as we go here. finished my interesting wiring job here, and this isn't necessarily going to be permanent here. I just kind of got it mostly temporarily wired up. Namely, I want to run a heavier wire to this with a bigger relay. But at least for now, you know, we don't have anything extra on here. This should be fine. But yeah, unfortunately, nothing is working. And as I suspected, everyone, I believe this is the main power wire that feeds everything that broke off the switch. Just my suspicion. So unfortunately, as I say, we's dead in the water. Yeah, but don't worry, I got a plan. Being that this is relatively simple, I believe I can just short this one to the red one I just put on there, and we should be in business, and the key switch just, we'll say, doesn't exist anymore. At least temporarily. Okay, everyone had a bit of a brain wave here, if you will. I was checking out some wiring here. And if you recall, back when I had this up on the bench, there was this blue wire here that was connected up here. Well, I did some tracing. This blue wire doesn't appear to go anywhere. Well, it goes somewhere. It goes up to here where it dead ends. Notice blue wire, nothing. So I was wondering, you know what? I wonder if I take this key switch apart and rotate it around 180 degrees. And then, of course, I then flipped all the wires around, you know, crossed them back over. I've got the power running in down here, which again was where the broken connection was. It's now up, if you can see that here. It's now right there. Oh, careful here. So yes, I flipped it around, and if we turn the key on, hey, look at that. That might just be the trick, everyone. I don't need to bother getting a new key switch. I just took off the worthless wire off there that don't know where that goes. Again, everyone, there's so many wires on here. There's one here. There's two of them. Two of them here. There's well, there's now two of them up here. There's one here, and then one I just put up here now. It was down there, but I stuck it up here now as well. So many wires here that just, it's like, oh, and there's one hanging out here as well. What in the world? Where all these wires go? I don't know. There's not that many options for this tractor, so I don't know. This must maybe a wiring harness that goes for other models as well. That must have more options. Maybe don't know, everyone. Don't know, but some of these are probably going to disappear, I'm thinking, especially that blue one, seeing how it's no longer connected to the switch there. And yeah, I don't think we need it. I think we're solved, everyone. I thought I was going to have to get a new key switch, and oh boy, get a new key switch, get that one in there, and then see if my wiring job here works, which looks like it does. I haven't tried starting it yet, but well, I'm going to get this back together. You can see I've got it all pried open. That took a lot of work to pry that open, by the way. That was this steel here is even stiffer than the one that was on the RPM gauge that I pried open. So, okay, gonna get this back off here, close that back all up, and I think we're about done with this part of the project for now. Okay, everyone, there we go. I think we're gonna wrap it up for this video here. I think we've done enough electrical nonsense here for the day. Yeah, it still starts yet. Obviously, got it moved back in the corner here. So good to go here again. Yeah, everything seems to work. The lights all work, so I don't think we wrecked anything too badly here, and we don't have to buy ourselves a new key switch, so that is good as well. Again, like I said, and looking back at it, I could have just flipped the wires. I didn't actually even have to take the key switch apart, but I didn't know that until I took the key switch apart, looked inside. Oh, it's basically two halves, so all you gotta do is flip it, 180, and hey, back in business again. So yeah, that was definitely not fun to get back together, but back together, got it back in, got everything hooked back up again. I'm gonna have to, go through, tidy up all this wiring, probably get rid of some of this extra stuff. Yeah, no sense keeping that around. It's just confusing me, and yeah, a lot of extra wire here. That there's like 10 plus wires going here, only 5 wires here. So actually, 6, I guess 6. So between that connector and here, we lose 4 wires. So yeah, anyway, like I said, everyone, more work to come. Definitely, we're making progress here again. I wanted to get that fuse panel in there, so in the future when we do get the cab connected, I got places I can connect fuses into. Also, I do want to I got a negative cable running here. I do want to get a positive one as well, so the positive one will feed the fuse panel rather than, it's actually just running all off this wire right here at the moment. So everything's coming off this wire up to the fuse panel switch. Everything's off that wire. So, and unfortunately I didn't get to wiring up the fender lights yet, but again, we got a good base here. At least I think we got a good base here to start with. I do need to figure out how to mount that on there as well. I'm probably just going to be honest, just drill through this. Going to be a couple screw heads through there, but oh well, should be good. Anyway, everyone, on that note, comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.